Okay, so this is a great example. What I have right now is I have two images that I've brought together. And what I can see is that this image, the sizing of them doesn't really match up so well. So what I want to do is I actually want to make this one bigger. And I'm going to lower the opacity of it just a little bit, just so I can see where it's lining up. And I really want to be able to see the shooting star. So I'm going to come on in and I'm going to make this work better. Okay, so here goes. So first things first, if I do not see the bounding box around this, I'm going to come to Edit, Free Transform. Then I get the bounding box. And I'm going to make this image bigger. I'm going to come on in, make it bigger. I want the shooting star to be a part of this. Now, again, one thing we always have to be careful of when we make it bigger is we do not want to lose the we don't want it to become pixelated. So I'm going to just leave it like this, and then I'll crop my image as well. So I'm going to place the image, come on in, hit place, place this file right like so. And then what I want to do is I'm going to crop my image. So I'm going to grab the C for my crop tool, come on in, I'm going to crop it right where this one ends, bring this one on over, bring this one on over. I am going to double click for the crop, and there we have it. Now, what I want to do now is start working and having just these architectural pieces showing up with the shooting star behind it. Now, as I look at this though too, I think, what do I want to do? Do I want to keep the background up? What do I want to do? Do I want to turn the opacity of this image all the way up? And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the opacity up a little bit. And what I want to do is I'm going to add my mask. And I'm going to work with the opacity like this, and at the very end, I'll turn the opacity up 100%. Okay, again, I grab my B for my brush. I have black up on top. I'm going to put the opacity all the way up. And I want this image to come in again. I'm going to zoom it on in. I'm going to go smaller. I'm going to come in smaller. Now, the beautiful thing, one more time, is that if we end up going whoosh over like so, we can just put the white back on and we can put back what we took away. All right, so again, with the black up on top, we can come on in and we can start to get our double exposure image. All right, so I'm going to actually pause my video and I'm going to go through and pull this image out and restart it with it done. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I have done this, and now I can come on in and I can turn up the opacity, which I believe, it looks like I did, but I'll just turn it up all the way to 100%. There we have it. And what I'm going to do now, which I didn't do, is come on in and really clean up some of these edges so I can see that I have a lot of the brown coming through. So with that, again, come on in, clicking on in right in here, putting this time the white up on top, grabbing my B from my brush, bring this in, making this a little bit smaller, and I'm going to put my hardness down, it's a little bit bigger, and I can come on in and pull this on down. And what I can start to do is I can go through this whole image, and anywhere that I need to clean it up, I can. So again, we can see that this is a really powerful part of the layer masks, is that, again, we can come in, we can add in, we can take away. There are just a lot of possibilities. And again, we can just keep reworking it until we have it to where we want it to be. So I'm just going to finish cleaning this up. I'm going to take one more look at this. I'm going to zoom it on out. All right, and I actually do like this image. I think this image is pretty cool. Again, I need to clean it all up. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting is when I look at it, I'm realizing that I actually like the opacity of the image up on top. I like it down a little bit. I can bring it up a little bit more, but maybe not all the way, and keep working with it. Again, if I'd like to, I can come in and put another adjustment over it to make them all work together. So I can always access my adjustments by coming right in here. And one more time, I'm going to just rework the levels and try to, sometimes when you apply the same thing to both images, it can make them kind of work together. We could lighten them, we can darken them, like that so much. All right, so again, I'm going to come in, I'm going to clean up this a little bit more, and I have another double exposure. Now, what else I could do, which would be kind of cool as well, again, so many possibilities, is I could make it so these are here, but they're more of kind of fading into the background. And how I would do that would be, I would, one more time, click on to this image right in here. I would grab my brush, and I am going to put black up on top one more time. I'm going to grab a bigger brush. I'm going to make it bigger, 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 bigger. And come on in over here. Let me pull this one over. And I can go bigger, bigger. Whoa, I definitely want to go smaller, smaller, smaller. Okay, I'm going to lower the opacity. Actually, and what I want to have white up on top. I'm going to lower the opacity a little bit more. And I can come on through, and I can start seeing, even if I wanted to have some of this really bright light on the top of this, so that it has this feeling, even over in here, it has this feeling that the light of the stars kind of coming on down onto this. So you could spend a lot of time working on this, as you can see. And there are just so many different possibilities. And you can even add in a third image, a fourth image, putting together multiple images to create some really interesting and fun final pieces. So I'm liking what I'm doing now, because I like how that's like, this image is here, but it's here, but it's not. Thanks so much for listening.